And I submit to you today that what we're facing in this genuine crisis, I believe, is that we're losing the ability to find out what really happened, because the structure of the news business is that 85%, by my estimation, of the serious reported accountability news, what I call in my book the iron core of news, has been done by newspapers, continues to, despite the increased amount of genuine reporting, very valuable reporting by nonprofits and others. This has been historically, and I believe continues to be, in a relative sense, the purview and the job mostly of newspapers. And that's why what's happening to newspapers matters to this kind of news so much. And what do I mean by the iron core? Well, imagine, if you will, a kind of a rusty, mottled cannonball, which is imperfect and flawed, but is the sort of aggregate of all of the reported, serious, factual news of what we call verification rather than assertion. That is the aggregate of all of that in any given day. Now, this is the news, of course, of City Hall, but it's also the news of Iraq. It's the news of the State House as well as the White House. It's news about labor. It's news about politics. It's news about policy. It is serious news, but it is news on serious subjects as well as serious news. What we have in that iron aggregate is something that I call the iron core, which is the sort of the center around which we have a national conversation that takes place on editorial pages, on cable television, around water coolers and over dinner tables. But what we have had is this aggregate of an iron core of reported news. That is now eroding, and it's eroding quickly. It already has, as I think you all know all too well. Newspapers all around the United States have been in a great state of distress. But what I want to say to you today is that what is happening matters to our country, because that kind of news, that accountability news, that news that holds a power accountable, is the thing that is the bulwark and bedrock of the journalistic contribution to our country. When journalists say that they feel that they serve a public good, that newspaper publishers claim to have acted in the public service, that's what they're talking about.